Good morning to all of you. Welcome back to the Namaste Experience. As you can see, I'm still here in this beautiful church in North Conway, New Hampshire. I hope some of you were able to join me here last night as I shared the Brother, Sun, Sister, Moon, St. Francis musical. That was such a beautiful experience for me and for all of us, for many of you. Thank you for joining. And if you didn't see it, I did send out an email yesterday with the link. So you can go to their Facebook page and you can watch it anytime you want. So I'm just so thrilled to be here in this beautiful church. And I want to talk this morning about dreaming, about dreams. I was just thinking a moment ago, what would happen if last night or tonight I'm sleeping and I'm having a dream, whatever that dream may be. And in this dream, I decide to go from person to person to person, maybe first to a priest and maybe then to a psychologist and then to a friend, asking them all, how do I escape from this dream? How do I stop dreaming? First, I ask the priest, and he might give me or she might give me a very deep spiritual answer of how I can escape this dream. And then maybe I go to the psychologist, and the psychologist gives me a very interesting psychological solution for ending the dream. And my friend, the same thing, their idea of how we can come to the end of dreaming. And I put all of these things into practice, and yet I still find myself in the same place, the same dream, because the escape from the dream, trying to escape the dream, guess where that happens? Within the dream. I can't escape from a dream. I simply realize that I'm dreaming. And when the moment has come for awakening, it happens on its own. I'm sure you've all experienced that when you've been asleep for 6, 7 hours. You start to organically just wake up. You start to become aware, first, of where you are in your room, what's happening, what time it is, perhaps. And you start to very naturally wake up. Also, if you were to be sleeping too long, let's say that you didn't get up at 7, but you slept till 9 or 10, and you've been asleep for 10 hours, what happens then? The dream starts to force you to awaken, doesn't it? You start to have very crazy, bizarre, troubled dreams. And all of them are really just saying the same thing, trying to tell you one thing: it's time to wake up. Maybe you'll be in your dream and you'll be looking out the window and there's a fire engine that's pulled up in front of your house and the siren is wailing, wailing, wailing. And you're wondering, why is this fire truck wailing this loud siren? In reality, it's just the alarm clock. The moment has arrived. This is the moment. You don't need to ask anyone within the dream. You're never going to be able to awaken from the dream from the dream. It is only by realizing the moment has arrived. And this is true for each one of you. The moment has come. This is the awakening. It is a natural experience, and it can be easy, it can be gentle, or it could be dramatic if you choose. My suggestion is just say thank you and open your eyes and remember that the bed that you went to sleep in is the same bed you wake up in. The heaven where you fell asleep is the heaven where you awaken. So, right before we started, I wrote a little something here in my phone. It's kind of a poem. I'm going to share this and then I'm going to share something else. So, this is what I just wrote. Don't try to escape from a world you were never really in. Just wake up and see where you really are. Don't try to stop being someone that you never really were. Just wake up and see who you really are. Stop asking for the dream to go away. A dream is what it is because it isn't real, but it seems very real to the mind that has chosen it. You chose to believe in dreams, but you can choose again. So, how do you wake up and see where and who you really are? Just choose again, and you'll find out how easy it is. You'll find out how easy it is to wake up from the dream when you wake up from the dream. Instead of trying to do all the things within the dream that you think will lead to whatever you think it needs to lead to, all you do is find yourself in a deeper part of the dream. But the moment has come, and you are all experiencing this right now because you're experiencing the joy of the release of your attention and your attraction to dreams. You're experiencing a buoyancy within your spirit and your life and everything around you that is lifting you above the world of dreams into another world where you never really were compromised. I want to read something else that was sent to me. This is from Nisargadatta Maharaj. I love him and I love this. It says, "There's no need of a way out. There's no need of a way out. Don't you see that a way out is also part of the dream? Thinking that there is a way out is also part of the dream. All you have to do is to see the dream as a dream. Wherever it leads you, it will still be a dream. The very idea of going beyond the dream is illusory. Why go anywhere? Just realize that you are dreaming a dream you call the world. You're dreaming a dream you call the world. And stop looking for a way out. The dream is not your problem. That's important. Your problem is that you like one part of your dream, but not another. Does that feel true to you? You like one part or some parts of the dream, but you don't like other parts of the dream. So love all or none. Love all or none of it, and stop complaining. When you have seen the dream as a dream and you have done all that needs to be done, you'll wake up automatically, easily, effortlessly. This is the time when all dreams do end, if that's what you choose. But don't choose to try anything. Don't do anything. Allow it to be done. That's how simple this really is. So here I am in this beautiful church that was built in the late 1700s. So for hundreds of years, people have been coming to this church saying, how do I wake up from the dream? How do I receive that which I don't have? How do I become that which I don't believe that I am? Just know that you are. Just open your eyes and see where you are, who you are, where you've always been, how lovable you really are. This doesn't have to be difficult. It can be the simplest thing you ever do if you allow. So allow. So Vicky, I think I've given you a little something to start off on. Let's hear what you have to say about this.
Okay, Brother James, I do want to mention not all of us are on Facebook and couldn't get into your show last night. So, but thank you for posting it. And I'm grateful I have seen it several times, but each one is very, very different. So each one is an example. Here's a story of something happening 800 years ago, and all of a sudden, here's a story of what's happening right now before us. And that's the gift you bring when you perform, but not necessarily perform, move into the experience of Francis and love and opening up to letting go of be and accepting the poverty of externals and opening up to the abundance of what's here right now. So what it made me open to and reflect to is if we are in this awakening together, then the wise thing to do is to pay attention to it. That's when we say only love, only God, only now. It's the only now part. If I realize that when I wander or when I get tired, it's because I'm still looking outside of myself to get something, to do something, to finish something, to understand something. And I realize that the focus, when I, like in our prayer, one focus, when I focus on right now and accept and pay attention to right now, whatever it is, I'm de-escalating my attention and my support of what seemed to be the dream state around me. And that's a natural occurrence as we pay attention to right now. And very often, right now is a moment of enjoying whatever is right now, even if it's a storm in our minds. It's not the storm outside, it's the storm in our minds right now that when we pay attention to and welcome it, bring everything to this altar of love, we diffuse the outside picture in our own experience until it fades out. And what comes to the surface is the right nowness of who and what we are. The right nowness of love comes into our awareness as our experience, as we really let it be one focus, our only focus. As we focus on right now, whether we call it observing, being aware, welcoming, it's a way of focusing on right now, and everything else goes into that fade out. And it doesn't get strengthened until we look at it again and pull it back in. And that's the loop that many of us, like when you said, oh, the problem isn't that it's a dream, it's that we like some parts of the dream. Or we don't like some parts of the dream, and we are going to go over it and show how right we are and what solutions we have and how to fix it and all the rest of it. Those are the thinking loops that sustain the dream state. That's it. And if we can forego that, forego our wonderful solutions, forego our longing for whatever it is, and stay here right now, observing ourselves like and enjoy watching ourselves. It's like very entertaining, actually, how we, can get or just welcome and love and relax. One of the biggest addictions for me to have broken was the belief in being busy, in producing results, in being active, and coming into this. No, I just need to be here now, loving. That's how simple it is. Just loving, yes, just loving, because love is the DNA, the gene, the everything of what we are. Loving is the everything. And when we put all our attention and have one focus, like Calico said the other day, one desire, one focus, and let it be just right now. It doesn't have to even be religious or spiritual. It can be, for me, constant contact with God, with spirit, with Jesus, with Mary, all these things I use all my props for. It's playful for me, so I do it that way. It doesn't mean anyone else has to do it that way. The essence is staying in constant contact with reality, with truth, with beauty, with joy, with love. Staying in constant contact is a full-time job, because as soon as we veer just a little thought over to, oh no, that's a terrible situation, oh, I know what to do about that, we lose the moment that can inform us for all of it. The moment, if we stay in the now and stay open, we get direction. We get whatever it is ours to do. And if it's a big doing, we'll be about doing it with all the means provided. And if it's a more resting and trusting and relaxing and enjoying, well, why wouldn't we want to do that? What is it that pulls us back? And it's usually some desire for something in the dream, some desire that it show up better than it's showing up, whatever it is. So the choose again, for me, the most powerful way to disengage and disempower and de-escalate the dream state, the dream fog that we have all been in, is to pay attention and enjoy the present state of love and beauty and joy that we are in, but have been blind to. We've been so concerned about the storms, we haven't witnessed and enjoyed the rainbows that are us, that are through us, that are happening with every breath when we pay attention to it. And not only that, but just the art of being aware and observing. What it does is it uses our mind, what Jesus calls in the Course for the atonement, because we're no longer using our mind to sustain the belief in separation by engaging it. Instead, by staying present, we're using our minds to receive and extend only love. It's that simple. And weakening the thought system of being separate from God, separate from each other, limited, going to die, going to be sick, and all the rest of it. When we just stay where we are, whatever is, just be with it. Can't be with it and be thinking about it at the same time. Just simply be with it and acknowledge it, be aware of it, allow it. And it loses its power. And only through experience can we find this out. Only by doing it ourselves. And that's what we do every day. We help each other. We hold each other's hands and say, steady now. No running off into the dreamscape. Stay here. Just stay here now. Just stay here right now. And if we only do it for a moment, great, because we know the way back. And if we lose it all day, so what? Come right back now.
Mhm.
Okay, Brother James, I love you all. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Vicky. Perfect. Before we go to Calico, I just want to go back to this idea that Nisargadatta was sharing, that we can do one of two things if we want to be fully present. We could follow the path of it's called the via negativa, which is to reject it all. This is a very legitimate path and has been practiced in almost every tradition. Certainly, St. Francis followed this path of saying, as it says in the Course, the world I see holds nothing that I want. There's nothing in this world that will give me what I really want. So I love none of it. Now, that may not be the path for you. Maybe the path for you is to love all of it. Then Francis also followed that path by loving all the creatures of God. He was somehow able to go back and forth between the via negativa and the via positiva. So he would reject all forms other than the divine expressing itself right here and right now. And he saw that the divine expressing itself right here, right now in the creatures of God. This is why, the very end of his life, he wrote his most famous prayer, the Canticle of the Creatures, honoring Brother Sun, Sister Moon, Brother Wind, Sister Water, all the creatures of God, all the aspects of the divine that are here right now, that we can experience here right now. He loved it all, and he also rejected it all. I don't suggest trying to do what he did, trying to do both. Choose one. Love everything. Give your heart to every moment, to every person. This is why we always say, no matter what, no matter who they are, what they're doing, what they're saying, love them all with your whole heart, with every ounce of your energy. Give your love. Or you can go the other path. But they all bring you to right now, as you were saying, Vicky, it brings us to this center point where I am. The I am presence is right here, right now. So only love, only God, only now. We stay with that. This is very organic and happens naturally. So let's turn to Calico and hear what she would like to say to wrap this up.
Oh boy, this couldn't be more perfect for me. Um, I'm, everything is a lesson I must learn. That's the only reason I have a dream is for me to learn some lesson. And the lesson I'm currently learning and have been learning pretty much my whole life, um, but it's getting clearer, is that I have a lot of people in my life, not a lot, but several people in my life right now that are suffering a great deal. And they're they're moving in directions that in my mind is going to just increase suffering. Okay. It's kind of like looking to the legal system to help them move through something legally and prosecute somebody, make them wrong. These are just examples. And I, my greatest struggle right now is, and both of you said it beautifully, is just stay in this one moment. And I can't do anything for their suffering. I can help no one with their suffering. All I can do is keep my involvement out of it. And for me, I'm Irish and feel like I have to get involved in just about everything, is a great learning opportunity. And I'm giving myself many of them right now. And it's just I love you. Period. And it's like Vicky was saying, negotiating this is tricky. And that's why I need this morning program. It's kind of like, there's going to be stuff that's coming up today that's going to want to tear me. It's like, oh God, don't do that. That's where it lands over here. Oh God, don't do that. And yet it's for me just to love them with whatever their decisions are, because that's their lesson. And the only thing I can do is increase both our sufferings by getting involved in it. So it's just pull back, love them, and just go, I know nothing. I know nothing. Maybe I love you. We go back to these simplistic little sayings that are really the only thing that's helping me right now. And I'm in tricky negotiation land, and I want to see this all differently, as I want to be present to it in a very different way. And so that's where my mind is today. And I thank you for this morning's session. This has been very, very helpful in, taking this on and really seeing the opportunity. This is a lifelong lesson. This is not new. I was in human rights forever, and it was all about fixing other people. And now it's gotten very small, and they're just individuals that I love dearly. And when I see them heading in these directions, it's like, oh my God, it's going to be a crash landing. And it's not for me to even think that. It's for me just to go, maybe, I don't know, I love you. And so I guess I'm back into just a real humble place as a result of this morning session. And so I thank you all for being present to it and just helping me. That's all.
Mm.
Thank you. Have a great
Oh,
day.
oh, thank you, Calico. Have an amazing day. And I'm so glad that you brought up what you did, because I'll just share with you something that's new, some new information. Right before our session, I had breakfast with a publisher, a very great, very powerful publisher. We have been talking about the book, I don't know, maybe I love you. You've heard me talk about this before, and it's so funny how Calico, you just mentioned it. It's one of those simple little things that like gets in your mind and can undo so much if we allow. Every time I give a talk on this, I hear people using it. I don't know, maybe I love you. I think that this is the solution for, as Vicky was saying, staying in the now, not trying to fix it, not trying or needing to be right. It's the pandemic of being right. This is the biggest issue I think that most of us have today. So just right before this session, I entered into a publishing agreement with this publisher to put this book out. And I'm very excited because I think that this could be just a wonderful gift. And one of the things that we decided that will impact all of you if you want, we're going to be doing many things to help get this message out. One of them is that we are going to actually be reaching out to everyone on my email list, and you're going to become ambassadors of this message. We're going to have a free training, probably a 2-week online training, where you are going to learn how to be an ambassador of the I don't know, maybe I love you work. And you'll be doing talks at your library or at your church. You can get books and you can share them in book clubs or however you want to do it. You are going to be the ambassadors of this, because this is one of the ways that we can, not only for ourselves, but just as all of us together, stay right here, right now, not judging, not needing to change anything, just loving. I love you no matter what. So watch for that. I wasn't going to share that information, but since Calico brought it up, it felt appropriate to let you know that there's something really cool that happened this morning and will continue to happen. I'm actually, just so you know, and Vicky and others know, that I've been putting off writing this book for a long time. So I started writing it yesterday, and I write very quickly. I'm going to have this whole book done in a month, because what I'm going to do is I travel across the country, working my way back to Portland and then back to Mexico. I'm going to be talking to people along the way, stopping, having conversations, and letting the book naturally unfold through the stories and the relationships that I create, and people that I meet, the people that I can love. Some people will be very similar. Some people will be very different. Some will have very different ideas than my own. And that's okay, because the need to be right has dissolved, no longer required. So as we look at that dissolving and we feel this new movement enter in, we say together, Amen, Amen,
Amen.
Amen,
Amen.
y punto.
Punto.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Have
Love
an
you all.
amazing day. We'll
You
see you
too.
tomorrow.
Have a
Ciao.
good day.
God bless.
Bye. Thank you.